Hey, number 474,300,000. How are you? I'm guessing not too bad. You probably have some nice things in your life. A few toys, a roof over your head, food in your belly. But you know what would make all those things a lot better? A billion times more of them. That's right. We're talking about how much money is $1 trillion. If you've seen some of our other videos, we've even counting down the largest numbers and showing you what they actually mean in terms of things that humans can understand. In this video, we're looking at the numbers that everyone knows, but no one really understands. Money. Now we've done videos on million and billion before, so check those out after this. If you need some context for these mega numbers, and we've got some more videos planned about even larger numbers coming soon, so don't forget to stay tuned. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you thought a million seconds was a long time, wait until you hear what a billion seconds is. 1 trillion seconds is 31,688 years. This is almost enough time to watch all the episodes of Friends twice. Just kidding, there are over 236,000 of them. It would still take you a while. In 2021, the world population reached 8 billion people. So if you gave everyone on Earth $128, a little more than $100, you could give every single person on the planet that amount of money and still have 32 cents left over. If you laid all those $1 bills end to end, the line of cash would stretch over 9,200 miles. That's a little longer than the entire circumference of Earth at the equator, which comes in at just under 25,000 miles. Now let's get back to our number. Earlier we said a trillion seconds is almost enough time to watch all the episodes of Friends twice. Let's expand on that. A trillion seconds is actually 31,688 years, which means you could watch every episode of Friends 63,376 times in that time period. Do you think you could watch every episode of Friends 63,376 times? I think I could. I love Friends. You might be wondering where we got that number. We took the total number of episodes, 236, and multiplied it by 2 since we want to watch them all twice. Then we divided that result by 31,688 years, because we're redividing the total number of seconds in a year by the number of episodes we want to watch. Okay, now for something crazy. The United States produces roughly $350 billion worth of currency each year. At that rate, it would take 2,857 years to print $1 trillion bills. When you put it like that, it seems impossible, doesn't it? Well, there's good news. You don't have to wait until 2,857 from now to get your hands on some of that fresh green. It turns out that there are already $400 billion bills out there. There are only 4 of them in existence though, and they were signed by former U.S. Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew in 2013. These bills have never been circulated among the general public. They are held in museum collections or private vaults. Since these bills were made, there has been discussion about whether the government should start circulating $400 bills again. Proponents of this idea say that it could save the government money since printing $100 bills costs 12 cents each, while $400 bills only cost 4 cents each. Opponents worry that the bills could easily be counterfeited and that most people wouldn't know what to do with all that extra cash. What do you think? Should the US print more $400 bills? Let us know in the comments section below. Back in 2016, a man won $1.05 trillion in a Korean lottery. South Korea's biggest ever lottery winner chose to receive his winnings in an annuity over 20 years, rather than a lump sum. If he had taken the lump sum, he would have received $619 billion after taxes. Even after taxes, that's a lot of money. Now imagine that you win the lottery. You're excited. You start daydreaming about everything you'll be able to buy with your newfound fortune. Maybe you'll buy a mansion, a yacht, a jet, but then you wake up and realize it was just a dream. But what if it wasn't? Say you find out that you've actually won $1 trillion. What could you buy with all that money? First off, you could buy the Mona Lisa. Back in 2017, the painting was valued at $450 million. With your $1 trillion fortune, you could purchase the world's most famous painting 2,222 times. You could also buy the world's most expensive car, the 18-karat gold-plated Bugatti La Vour Noir, for $18.7 million. Or you could go for the 2016 Rolls-Royce Sweptail, which sold for $13 million. Either way, you could afford it 75 times. Maybe you prefer to live on land instead of a giant yacht. You could buy the world's most expensive home, Chateau de Megnan, for $480 million. And you'd still have money left over for the $219 million Villa Leopolda in France, or the $350 million Antillia in India. Those places are nice, but maybe you don't want to stay in one spot. You could buy a private island like Blue Island in Fiji for $100 million, or you could go for Necker Island in the British Virgin Islands owned by Sir Richard Branson. You could spend $20 million and have your pick of islands, but maybe you don't care about art or cars or mansions. Maybe you're more interested in helping people. You could donate enough money to solve world hunger for 20 years. According to the World Food Program, it costs about $50 billion per year to feed everyone who is currently experiencing food insecurity. With your trillion-dollar fortune, you could pay for over 40% of the yearly budget, meaning that millions of people would be fed. Of course, that's just a drop in the bucket compared to what you could do if you were running the entire planet. With $1 trillion, you could give everyone on Earth $128 and still have 32 cents left over. You could build 100,000 schools, each costing $10 million. You could fund NASA for over 10 years, or the entire U.S. national debt in 2006, with $1 trillion. You could build a literal wall around the entire continental U.S. Construction costs vary based on location. On average, a mile of wall costs about $3 million. The total length of the wall would be about 12,000 miles. That means that it would cost about $36 billion to construct. You would still have $964 billion left over. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface here. There's a lot more that could be bought with $1 trillion. So leave a comment below with your ideas. What else could be bought with $1 trillion? Check out our other videos on large numbers like 1 million seconds, 1 billion seconds, or 1 Google. And don't forget to subscribe.